Picture this: a world where our cities are powered by clean, renewable energy, where carbon emissions are on the decline, and where every sunrise brings us closer to a sustainable future. This isn't a far-off dream. It's the green revolution happening right now. With global attention turning towards sustainability, we are seeing a massive shift in how we generate and consume energy. In 2023, renewable energy sources accounted for 29% of global electricity generation, and this number is set to soar. By 2050, experts predict that renewable energy will supply over 80% of the world's electricity. The question is no longer whether this transformation will happen, but how fast we can accelerate it. Let's explore the green map, how countries, technologies, and industries are aligning to power the world sustainably, and how this shift will reshape everything we know about energy. We're in the middle of a monumental shift in global energy production. Fossil fuels, which have powered the world for centuries, are now being rapidly phased out in favor of cleaner, renewable alternatives. In the last decade alone, the cost of solar energy has dropped by 90%, and wind energy has become cheaper than coal in many parts of the world. The global transition is not just about reducing emissions, it's about creating a new economic landscape. As nations strive to meet carbon reduction goals, renewable energy has become the fastest-growing sector in the global economy. In fact, investments in renewable energy reached $500 billion in 2022, with more than 70% of new energy installations worldwide coming from solar and wind sources. The cost of solar energy has decreased by 89% in the last decade, and in some regions, solar energy is now cheaper than coal or natural gas. This shift is already reshaping geopolitics. Countries that once relied heavily on oil exports are now investing in green energy to diversify their economies. Nations like Saudi Arabia, once the heart of the global oil trade, are now pioneers in renewable energy. Their ambitious Vision 2030 plan includes generating half of their energy from renewables by the end of the decade. When we talk about renewable energy, solar power is leading the charge. The sun delivers enough energy to power the entire planet 10,000 times over. And we're finally harnessing it on a massive scale. As of 2023, global solar capacity has surpassed 1,000 gigawatts, and it's expected to grow by more than 100 gigawatts each year over the next decade. Countries like China, the US, and India are investing heavily in solar energy, with China alone adding over 50 gigawatts of solar capacity in 2022. This expansion is pushing solar energy prices down even further, making it more accessible to countries and communities that once couldn't afford it. In 2023, solar energy provided 3.6% of global electricity, and by 2030, that number is projected to rise to 20%. What's even more exciting, innovations in solar technology, such as solar skins and transparent solar panels, are making it possible to integrate solar power into everyday materials, turning windows, walls, and even clothing into sources of energy. Wind power is another key player in the renewable energy transition. Wind turbines, which are now seen across vast landscapes and offshore farms, have become an iconic symbol of the green revolution. The global wind energy market is projected to reach $150 billion by 2030, with offshore wind alone generating $35 billion in investments by 2025. In 2023, wind energy contributed around 10% of global electricity. But the potential here is huge. Offshore wind farms, which are more efficient due to higher and more consistent wind speeds, are expected to provide nearly 20% of global electricity by 2040. Europe is already leading the way, with countries like Denmark and the UK becoming pioneers in offshore wind technology. The US is also catching up, with massive offshore wind projects planned off the coasts of New York and California. Hydropower has long been the cornerstone of renewable energy, accounting for about 60% of global renewable electricity. Dams, river systems, and reservoirs have provided clean, reliable energy for decades. But what's more exciting is the potential for small-scale and run-of-river hydropower to revolutionize the energy landscape. In places like Laos, Nepal, and Kenya, small hydropower projects are providing affordable and reliable electricity to rural communities, improving the quality of life for millions of people. While large dams face criticism for their environmental and social impacts, Small-scale hydropower offers a sustainable solution to many of the world's energy access challenges. In 2022, hydropower accounted for 16% of global electricity generation, and with new technologies, small-scale hydropower is set to grow by 25% by 2030. As renewable energy sources like solar and wind become more prevalent, one of the biggest challenges is how to store that energy for when the sun isn't shining and the wind isn't blowing. Energy storage is the key to unlocking the full potential of renewables. Battery storage technology, such as lithium-ion batteries, is improving rapidly. In fact, the global energy storage market is expected to exceed $100 billion by 2030. New technologies like solid-state batteries and pumped hydro storage are also emerging, providing more efficient and durable solutions to store renewable energy. In 2023, the global installed energy storage capacity reached 40 gigawatts, with projections for that number to grow to 200 gigawatts by 2030. This will allow for renewable energy to become more reliable and integrated into the grid, creating a more resilient energy system. The green energy revolution isn't just changing how we power the world, it's creating a new global economy. In 2022, the renewable energy sector employed more than 12 million people worldwide, a number that's expected to grow to 85 million by 2030. From solar panel installers to wind turbine technicians, the clean energy sector is generating millions of new jobs, and investment is flooding in. In 2022, global investment in renewable energy projects reached $500 billion. By 2030, renewable energy investments are expected to exceed $1.5 trillion annually. The shift to renewable energy is not a distant future. It's happening right now. From solar farms in the deserts of the Middle East to wind turbines off the coast of Europe, the world is moving toward a cleaner, greener future. In just the next decade, renewable energy is expected to supply 80% of global electricity, transforming our economies, our industries, and our planet. This green revolution is not just about saving the planet. It's about creating a sustainable future where energy is cleaner, more abundant, and accessible for everyone. The green map is taking shape, and the future is bright. The world is changing. Green energy is leading the way. From solar to wind to hydropower, the power to create a cleaner, more sustainable future is in our hands. Let's map the journey and embrace the energy of tomorrow.